Hello, everybody. Oh, hold on. I have to find my tools. Twitch activity feed. I've lost my profile docs. Chats. There we are. Peg! I knew it! Hello! I know it's Wednesday, but yesterday I thought nobody was going to be watching for some miscellaneous reason, so I had to set this whole thing and remember how to do it. It's been so long since I've been streaming, but welcome back. Welcome back. I had a great time. I spent last week at the Picasso, I cannot say it, Picasso Arts Center, which is located in North Carolina, a mere 3 hours from here. Hello, Lulu. Welcome. Welcome. And I spent a week at Project Mesh, which I was invited to participate. It was pretty much, if you picked the 12 top enamel artists, I'm going to include myself in that. Well, I was invited in America. They were all American artists. And we basically just spent a week, Saturday to Saturday, at the art center, and we all had a big studio. Everyone had a little space, and we just worked on whatever we wanted while we were there. I got nothing done because I was looking at what everybody else was doing, and then everybody who wanted to could do a demonstration of their method or whatever they wanted to do, and that's how we frittered away a week, and it was amazing. And I had no idea what to expect, and I just learned so much. My mind was like, poof, poof, poof. It was blown all over the place. So I have so much to process. And I think my favorite thing was my two very favorite enamel artists, Amy Roper-Lyons of the Pique Jour. If you've seen a Pique Jour goblet, you've seen Amy's work. And of course, the most beloved Mary Lee Ray was there, and I think my favorite night was after. And then at dinner, everyone would we had teams, and Amy and I Amy did most of the cooking. I roasted some veggies, but we had dinner every night together, and we just kind of hello, I love enamel. Oh, I know I'm going to get back to my story. I've just turned off the ads, so you're welcome for the people that aren't subscribing, because I just looked at it. It was making me like $2 a month, so F the ads. If you want to subscribe, that'd be nice. I might turn on subscription only chat just to give the subscribers something. But yeah, so if you see ads, it's not me. It is. It is. So, hey, I love enamel. Just resubbed for 5 months. Well, thank you. Thank you. You know what? You're definitely, don't forget I'm going to get back to my story, but don't forget we're doing a drawing for some giveaways, and that's going to be on May 1st. A drawing, to be in the drawing, you have to be a subscriber. So I love enamel. You are in. You are in. If you haven't, I've written down the names, the usernames of my subscribers as they subscribe. But if you want to be sure, send me an email with your mailing address, your name, and actually your handle would be good as well. So, anyway, so we were at Picasso Arts Center for a week, and my favorite night was after dinner. Mary Lee Ray, me, and Amy Roper-Lyons, we just kind of sat around the table, and we spilled some tea about the enamel world. We talked about our favorite colors, and it was just a level of conversation. And I love talking about it with my students, with everybody, but it was probably the first time in my life where I had a deep conversation where we were all on the exact same level of just it was an amazing conversation. And Bonnie, yes, email me. If you think of it, email me. But you're on the list, I think. So, but anyway, so it was a great week. I got nothing done. I think the one thing that wasn't super great, this was just for my personality, was it was chaos. It was pure, unadulterated chaos. And I think I've shared some photos on my Facebook page of everybody working, but they had, you know, it's a wonderful studio. If you have an opportunity to go take a class at Pocosin Arts Center in Columbia, North Carolina, you really should. Charming, tiny little town right on the what are those? The Scuppernong River. So, but it was crazy. It was to get to the kiln, like it was just like so much chaos. Somebody was like pounding, you know, they were making vessels. There was just a lot going on. So just even to take my little thing that I was working on, I had to kind of like weave my way up and like crawl over people to get to these enormous kilns. And there was always like 3 to 5 people kind of huddled around the kiln, and you'd be like, get on in there, get on out of there. And I didn't. I think if I get invited back, which is not, you know, it's not guaranteed. I think they try to have different people every time, and I definitely would. I'd have a better plan for next time. But anyway, so that was everything. So check out Pocosin Arts Center. Take a class. They have online classes. I'm not teaching online classes there, but they have lots of them, and it was a wonderful facility. So, and honestly, it's not too far from the beach. It's not like on the beach, but I didn't go to the beach. So that is where I've been for the last week. And so now that we're home, the royal we have arrived home, we have to get back to work and do some things. So let's talk about what we're doing today. I don't know. Let's see what we have. We have a lot. I have a lot of like catching up to do. So I need to email. I did order and I talked about vessels I know how I'm going to approach making my lidded vessel for the Enamel Art Jam, which I know you're all working on. Oh, and I got a lot of them to sign up to participate. Amy Roper Lyons is now participating in the Enamel Art Jam, and I've got how I'm going to do that. I don't have that. We're not doing that today, but because we're going to be doing a lot of small things. So let us go to the workbench cam and see. Oh, that's what's going on the workbench. Not a whole lot. Let's move. We'll just talk about, before I pull over, we're hanging out over here. I'm going to turn off the microscope for now. There we go. And let's just see. We have a couple of things that I came home to. I have a tray. This is the tray of doing. The tray of doing. We're not doing all of this today. This we're definitely doing. This is a Carolina Wren that I am making. Oh, it's a surprise. Well, I'm going to assume she's not seeing it. I've got 2 coats of color on here, and I would like to get this in the mail by the end of the day tomorrow. So we're going to put the final coats on this. This is the main task of the day. Hold on, let me get a little light. Yeah, I dragged my arc welder this, so everything is a little akimbo here. But so yeah, we're going to get our final coats of color on this sweet Carolina Wren. And then I have, this is pretty much what I did over the course of the week, is I got these earrings, these wires bent, and so we're going to do colors on these. And we'll talk about these. Remember, this guy, I still haven't finished him. So when I get him to the grind and polish, I'm going to finish our sweet. He needs to have more grinding and polishing. And so we'll bring both of these up at the same time. And then this stuff, that's a nonsense thing. This stuff, I got a batch of jewelry back from, I don't have that many galleries anymore. I'm kind of, in-person galleries are getting phased out a little bit. But I do really love this is from the Piedmont Craftsman, and they've had this batch of jewelry for probably 2 or 3 years. I mean, they sent some old stuff back. And so this is what they sent back. And it's kind of, to be honest, the oldest stuff I threw in my junk folder, my scrap heap. because it's so funny. Like once, if you up your game, this is all junk. If you up your game, all of a sudden the things that aren't up to snuff, I couldn't sell. So, like it's funny, like that's not terrible, but it doesn't have my signature. It doesn't have the new signature on the back. So those went into the junk heap. And, well, I mean the recycling, they'll get recycled. And then these, I think they're not bad, but what I want to do is I want to do some more polishing. I'm going to take these to a finer finish, and then they'll be up to snuff. So, and that is, and if not, these are some really nice garnets that I can get. So that's kind of what I'd like to get done. Not today, well, I don't know, obviously, but that's on my to-do list and I've been grinding up a storm, but we're not going to do that. I am excited. I'm doing a 30-day grinding challenge. I'm going to get 30 colors ground in 30 days, but that's more of a personal challenge. I've done 3. What day is it? The 5th. I'm behind. So, and then finally, what we're going to do in between this is these earrings right here. I have kind of come up with I've got the color palettes over here. It's a new color scheme. I'm calling it seafoam, which is going to be all of these. I don't normally do a ton of the same, but I just want to see how I like this batch. And we have to make the wires for this one. So much to do. But I just want to see if I like this color thing. So, boom. Now, if someone would just come here and do all this work, that would be great. So we're going to start with probably we will start with, let's start with getting the first coat on that. And we'll set this aside for now. Set that aside. We do need to grab a few colors for this. And I'm going to, I do want let's just, and well, hopefully this is going to be pointing in the right direction. I'm going to turn on, let's see, that's good. Let me turn on the microscope now. Let's see. Is that, oh, good. Perfect. That is that. We're going to zoom a little bit. How's that? And turn on, I know. So much light. There we go. It looks so dim, but it's super bright. There we go. Good enough. So you can see I've got the 2 colors, the first 2 coats of color on this little guy. And she wanted it to be just a straight up aqua background, which is nice. So yeah, I got a little fleck that I want to take care of looking at it in here. So what we're going to do is a combination. So let's get some colors going, and I've got them sitting over there. I've got the water ready to go, and I can see that the yellow, I feel like the yellow, we're going to wash some fresh yellow because I'm looking at it and it looks like, oh, there was a spot and I just blew it away. It was just a fleck. So good, good. Let me go get the colors. Subu Jewel just subscribed. Subu Jewel, welcome. Don't forget to send me an email, Subu Jewel, with your actual name and your mailing address if you want to be included in the drawing for, there will be a drawing for some sample strips and maybe a small piece of jewelry. We'll see. And that will be at noon on May 1st. So thank you for subscribing, Subajul. Subajul. And it has to be, yeah, don't forget you have to resubscribe every month. So that is that. All right, we've got that. Now, let's see. I'm not loving, for some reason, I feel like this yellow is looking a little weirdly speckly, so I'm going to wash some fresh. This might just have gotten a little too old, and sometimes when things get old, they seem okay, but then they're not okay. So it's going into the garbage, but we're gonna get our blue. Let me take off these. And I've already put the swatches away for this, so just have to imagine how beautiful they are. And definitely, oops. Well, there's that pretty one. Definitely need a little bit more of that. And blue, blue, blue. Where is my, oh, there we go. And then our peacock for our background. So we're gonna wanna wash some yellow from scratch. And 24. Oh, and I just have got so many stories about what happened last week. Very pale yellow. Yellow. We're going to do some of that. And then I'm also going to do, because we need to do a little flux over these areas that are kind of white, because that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do N3 as our flux. And so I think that should be enough color-wise. We'll move this over there. And we'll start with the yellow. I bet you are in the other thing. So let me go grab the flux. I Love Enamel says, I learned so much watching whenever you were working it. Your tidbits. Oh, thank you. Your tidbits of how to fix areas are so important. Well, thank you. Happy to oblige. So I'm going to grab some flux and did I say N4? Yes, I did. And I was going to grab some yellow, very pale yellow. Truly, truly. Light warm yellow. Aoki, no. You know, some days I think, oh, I remember I had put it over here. N4. There we go. So, and you know what? I am going to zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to move you out of the way for now because I got to do a little bit of washing here. Enjoy whatever that is. We'll turn that off. I microscoped prematurely, so I do want to. We got to get a couple of these colors too. Start. Did I have any sifted? Well, we'll start with this. Very pale yellow. A little bit. Be good. And we're just going to do kind of an easy peasy wash. Yellow. And 4, do I have any sifted? No, of course. Well, we'll just start with this. There we go. I'm going to lift up. There we go. Give myself a little room, a little breathing room, as it were. But I'm super excited to start on my vessel. There's just not enough hours in the day. And I'm not going to, in the one I'm making now, I'm not going to in this one, but in the second vessel that I make, I'm going to make a little pique-à-jour handle because it looks so amazing. It doesn't look easy, but Amy did a really great pique-à-jour demo, and I'm all over it now. And get some blue lump. So I know I'm going to want some of that. $5.46. I just got these. They're square on the outside but round on the inside, these glass containers, and I'm in love with them. They're perfect for the lump enamels because they're small. I think they hold half an ounce, but I just find them very charming, and I'm always on board with some new freshly ground yesterday. A little bit of that. Can never go bad. A little bit of this. I also got some, I mean, that's just, well, whatever. When I've ordered a bunch of stuff from Enamel Art Supply, and I'm going to try some different kinds of glues for my wires. I've ordered some, I can't remember what it's called. It's not the CMC. Lily root powder is what I have ordered. So we're going to experiment with that next week. We've got that. This is turquoise, very pretty. And then last but not least, let me go, I'm going to see if I have some of that flux sifted. So hang on. I need a butler. All right, not number 3 and 4. I guess I don't. That's fine though. It's all good. Yeah, it's all the same. That is good. I don't need much. That's probably enough. I only will wash this N4 deteriorates so fast that whatever I don't use today, I'm just going to toss. So there's not any benefit to washing more than you need. I've just been burnt in the past. But I still think as a top coat, when you're going to be using a top coat, this is still my number 1 choice for many reasons. Oh, and then the last thing I'm going to say is that I was gone for a week. It felt like a year. And I got home and I had planted 200 daffodil bulbs last autumn. Well, and it's a small front yard. Our front yard is literally like 5 feet by 15 feet. And I thought that nothing had happened and that was it. But I came home to like 200. It is a wall of daffodils. And I was tickled. I was like super excited. They look amazing. I can tell you right now that we have the most daffodils of anyone in the neighborhood. Pressing that down a little bit. What is going on with this? Yeah, I'm gonna jam my finger in there, press. I don't want there to be a. There we go. That'll do. Hopefully that'll be enough. Boop, 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 boop. Wait, let's just grab. Crap, do I want to get up? No, I don't. So we'll just do some of this over the gray. That'll be fine. Nobody will know that it's not. That'll be fine. All right. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go for it. Oh, Peg asked, what is the advantage of the lily root powder? Well, apparently it's very, very sticky. And if you're going to be doing wires on a 3-dimensional form, you could just put all your wires on the entire form, 360, fire it at once. I mean, if you wanted to, and they're not going to fall off. And it apparently burns off very cleanly. And quite honestly, I was very dissatisfied with I actually have not had any trouble with the blue stick. Got the blue stick right here, but this is all I have left. And the 2 batches that I just bought from Thompson Enamel are trash. I mean, they have all these black specks in them, and I'm just not going to use them. I don't know what they're contaminated with. They're like, oh no, this is the new formulation. And I'm like, that is BS. So even though I haven't, so I was kind of looking for a different option than blue stick, because I know a lot of people have issues with blue stick having it not burn off. So that is why. And I do actually have CMC as well. I just never used that. So maybe we'll try it. Maybe there'll be a video. And I'm sure I wrote down how much to use, but I'll figure out the proper proportions. So, alrighty, now we're ready to let me get a thing. Let's see. What brush? This one looks good today. Now, let's bring this back. You come back. Now, let's bring our microscope back. There we go. And then that is where I can see it. And that'll do. I'm not going to mess with it. See if that's in the way. Zoom in. There we go. That should be perfect. So let's just get started. And yesterday I had one of those perfect days in the studio where I just was like super focused. It was amazing. Today, not quite. I'm going to start in the center. I'm going to grab some of that N5, the red, because I can see that I want it to be a little bit more luxurious. So yes, I'm going to do a quick wash of this color. I'm going to start with our friend and work out. And let's just move up. There we go. One of these. Move you out of the way. hopefully not. Okay. Start. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is dark red right in here. Just going to start with one coat. And I layered this red over kind of a light brown, which kind of makes it very earthy. Are we? Okay, we are good. And remind me after I get the color on this to turn on the kiln. Use my hand, and I haven't done this for so long. There we go. First little bit of color done. Let's just make a little bit of that. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit, one more dollop here. And then I'm going to do clear over all of this because I don't want to mar this white. So let's do that. Kind of hodgepodge in it a little bit. Oh, kind of look, I'm like double checking that this is the flux, not the red. Let me just move that red out of the way. There's dark red, here's clear. Let's move you. I'll have to seek you out if I want you. Right here. Little butt. Boom. Right like that. Now we're going to do yellow, pale. I'm pleased with the orange here. So I'm going to just switch to yellow. This is very pale yellow, freshly washed. Freshly washed. Oop. Sorry, there's a fleck. got a little bit of wicking is good. Yeah, sorry, I don't have the nice array of colors that I'm using, but fooled around too much. So we're going to do gray, and I'm just going to do this N91. Kind of I don't want it to go any darker here. So we'll just throw our N91 here. A little bit of water. Oh, sorry, you can't see where I'm working. Boop. There's his little face. There we go. Yeah, I took that little microscope camera with me, and it was super helpful because I did it, well, my demo during the Project Mesh Week was of the arc welder. And so I had that because, you know, you can't stand around and watch the arc welder or else you'll go blind. I don't know, you'll go blind or whatever, but you shouldn't be staring at it. So I set it up so people could stare at the laptop, and it worked out pretty well. Oh, I'm not quite ready to give up on that gray just yet. But Kat Cole also brought her arc welder, so we had dual arc welders. So I'm doing, not this next one, I still have one more enameling segment for the dragon eye on my, hold on, I haven't, you're not watching any commercials, so you can at least look at my Vimeo link. How's that? There we are, Vimeo. Hey Drew! Oh, I'm so glad you got everything that you, I'm always a little hesitant when I ship things overseas. Are they gonna make it, and will they make it in a timely manner? Those are the two questions. Usually the answer is no. I mean, yes, but it takes a while. So I think maybe things are better these days. Let's see, can you see what I'm doing? Good enough. Do this will do. I'm going to say there's definitely 2 coats left on this and one other. And I did, Drew, I'm sorry, I don't do this for international shipments because I don't want any problems with customs, but I put together a whole bunch of little fun freebies. So when you buy an enamel kit of any variety on my Etsy Etsy store, you're going to get a fun freebie. So it's just a couple of extra colors. It's not that exciting, but I just put those together yesterday. When they're gone, they're gone. I made a lot of them. There we go. All right, so we got the gray. Let's finish his little face, and then we'll do his background. Let's get a little bit. Now with your face, I'm going to do... I'm going to do clear here. I just hate to put clear over that dark brown, but sorry, I have so much water in there. Let's get some of that water out. Do I want to grab some honey? Yes. I'm going to use a little honey over the dark brown. a little clear. There's our flux. Hopefully that'll be good. Drew asks, when you do your samples, what do you use to write on the back? P3. Well, when you're just getting started, when I first got started, it's perfectly fine to just keep track of what it is, and at the very end, write it on with a marker or put a little, a label on there with some tape. Will be fine. Don't overcomplicate it, especially if you're just getting started. I have a video on my Vimeo thing with all my samples up. But for me, my new samples, I'm using P3, which is an undercoat. And I use a quill pen and some P3, and I write on the back, and then I put clear enamel over it so it is sealed in, and it will never be lost because it will be a permanently affixed to the sample. So what was I doing here? Where did I, oh, and I know I called it N3. But don't feel like you have to do that. I mean, there are no hard and fast rules. You just want to be able to, the only downside to not labeling them beforehand is you have to really keep track of what is what, especially if you're doing a bunch of blues or similar colors. Like, it can be it's easy to get confused as to exactly which blue is which you don't have that problem if you have permanently attached the labels to them and you know the whole way what color is which. But on the other side, it adds complexity and time to making your samples, which could be a barrier for some. Let's grab some honey. Water. There we go. Now I want to up the intensity of this background. So we're not just going to do a easy peasy coat of blue. We're going to do the full complement of blues to kind of punch up the intensity. So that's what's happening here. Let's just make sure that you can see. Ron Hill 29 is that, well, welcome Ron Hill 29 to whatever this is. This is enameling glass, melted glass on silver. Melted glass on silver. It's the slowest art form, or a very slow art form. Actually think I'm gonna do, I think 2 colors for this will be good. Just too much water in here. There we go. Too much. It is both too much and not enough water at the same time. I'm going to do this in thirds. a little. There we go. Now we're going to do that peacock in the back here. Oh yeah, you can't see. Boom. Yeah, it's these curly cues. You think they're so simple, but they take forever to fill in with the color, just because there's a lot of complexity in simplicity. Enough. A little bit of water right there. There. Grab. Right there. Oops. Go a little bit. Let's get that out of there. The good news is this should be the last, I mean, it won't be the last coat on the background, but I'll just be able to put one basic, slop a coat of blue over it. Not slop, but gently, carefully, but quickly place a solitary coat of blue. So it won't be quite as persnickety, but I just want to amp up the intensity of this particular. Should be good. Ugh, oh, get out of there, little guy. All right, that's good. So there's 1/3. Let's just scooch up. You know, maybe I'm gonna continue with the dark. Oh, so much, so dry. Here we go. There's a big drop. It's really, there we go. too much. It's like I've never done this before. Boop, boop. We go. Actually, this is a little faster. All right, let's just grab my little piece of paper. There we go. Make sure you can see. So close to the end of this. A little this dark. And right that's good. A little bit right there. Now, just a little dollop of pale blue right there, just because. And then everyone else is going to have 546. I swear it is, if it's not airplanes, it's sirens today. Endless airplanes and sirens. There we go. So close. And there we go. I think we've got everything. There we go. So we're going to let this dry. This should be the second to the last coat of color on this thing, on this Carolina Wren. We're going to go put this under the heat lamp to dry, and I'm going to turn on the kiln. I think it's a good opportunity to do that while I'm standing up. I'm going to be setting the kiln for 1400 degrees, which is 760 Celsius. And that should be a good temperature for melting this. So I'm going to do those two things, and we'll get started on the seafoam earrings and pendants next. So let me go do that. Oh, I guess I could have turned on the whatever, but there we go. Oh, it's not even plugged in. Hello, kiln. Did you miss me? Oh, no, you were on yesterday. But yeah, I know you missed me. There we go. There we go. That should take about 10 minutes or so, just in time. Now, what is next? We're gonna have to, I forgot to make the wires for, let's take a moment and get these out of the way. I'm gonna get these out of the way. We've got, yeah, we're going to do the wires. We've got this little batch of, I'm calling it, it's a new color palette that I have come up with. Here are the colors. They haven't all been washed, but you can see they're all shades of kind of different greenish blues and yellows and kind of frothy. It's a color palette I have been thinking about for a while, and before I commit to anything really big, I'm just going to do a small series of earrings and small pendants to see if I like this color palette. And so I've got most of them are ready to go. They're right here. They're ready for their color, but I haven't done the wires. I've got the bases, but I haven't done the wires for this. So that's what we're going to do first, just because I do want to work on all of these at the same time. It's so out of character for me to be working only in one color palette. Hopefully I will be able to work through my emotions about that. So let me get those other, whatever they're called, the bases, and we'll get started on that. And they're all curlicues. It shouldn't be super hard. I make no, where are we here? Here we are. That's good. You get what you get here. So we have, these are the bases, and you can see they have, well, they're enameled on the back, and they have a coat of enamel. They have a layer of fine silver textured foil, see right there, and then they have a coat of enamel on top. All they need are some wires. So that's what we're going to do, because they need to kind of come up to these over here, have everything and the wires. You can see the wires are there, and it is a pretty simple thing. I say simple, you know, we'll just see how simple it is. So we do not need no, we don't need the Vimeo thing. Yeah, subscribe to Vimeo. We don't need a microscope, so we're going to say adieu to the microscope for now, so I can have a little bit more. There we go. And what I really want is a blank one of these to put my wires on. I guess I could just, I don't like it. Do I? No, I'm going to do it classic style. So that's, I'm sure I have a set. I printed out all these before I went to Project Mesh, so I'm sure that I've got a bunch of things. Ah, here we are. Oh, that one's, it'll do. It kind of got cut off a little bit in the printer, but that will be fine. Make it work. I don't need those. Oh, let's not lose the actual bases. Did I lose them? Hold on. There we go. There. Earrings. And the, I guess, ulterior motive for this color palette is I just bought a really pretty skirt in these colors, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had a pair of earrings that matched that skirt, and I want options. So here we are. This is a new shape for me. I'm interested to see these little moons, how they come out. I think they will be nice. So let us get a little bit of room here. There we go. And what I'm going to need is I'm just going to cut this out. I'm going to finish, it doesn't matter, but I am going to cut it out. It's this one. Yeah. That's all we need. And then I'm just going to finish. Let's see. Just so I can see where to put the wires. And yes, you absolutely, because I have the base ready to go, I could just glue these to the base as I am making them. Certainly someone will suggest that to me. You don't need to. I'm well aware that that is an option. I'm just not doing that option. So this is just the method that calms my nerves. So we've got this. Let's get some double stick tape. Let's stick some right there. That was a poorly. I am just, there we go. That should be good. We got some tape. So, and I'm going to fold these little edges up so I can grab it easily. And it's basically one nice semicircle of wire and a bunch of curly cues and dots. I think we've done some curly cues and dots in the past, so this should be no problem. We probably would like to have some wire though. Let me grab some. We're doing a little of everything today. And I made a ton of wire to take with me last week, so I way overestimated what I was going to be doing. Oh, that's beautiful. Just stick that right there. But I didn't want to not have something, so let's grab some of this. I even made some gold wire, but we don't need that. We'll grab 2 pieces. I don't know how much we'll need, but should be enough. And you know what? I bet I didn't unpack my round nose pliers. I guess these will be fine. No, I guess we have everything that we need. We've got my favorite snippers and 2 round nose pliers, a thinner one and a thicker one. And I'm going to start, I'm going to make a little pile of these. I don't know how much I'm going to need of this, but let's cut these into manageable lengths. That'll be good. And I'm going to start with our semicircle. What else do we need? Yes, round things. Round things. Let's see if that's going to be a good shape. 1 o'clock. And let's see, this is probably going to be way too big. Yes, so we need something a little bit smaller than that. Let's go to this side. Let's see if that's good enough size. It's a little small, but if we open it, I think it's perfect. Yes. Let me trim it and then open it up just a little bit. That's good. Trim just a little bit long. There we go. All right, there's one semicircle. And let's see about another semicircle. Is this one a little smaller? There we go. Let's see if this is going to be the right size. Oops, you just go anywhere there. Are you too small? No, I think we can make you work. Let's just trim you and see. Oops. Perfect. Trim it. Let's close it like a little jump ring. There we go. That's nice. That's good. Trim, 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 trim. There's our, I should save these. I don't know why I'm not. Put all these. All right, we got our little semicircles. Okay, perfect. Now we're just filling in with curly cues. It's curly cue time, and now I'm just gonna make a little pile. Fairly small curly cues. We don't have a lot of space, especially kind of coming in these real tight areas. So we're just going to make a nice pile of curly cues using our small round nose pliers. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and you know, I'm going to, I hate when things hang off the edge. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, kiln is up to temperature. Good, good. I like to give it, let it be at the temperature for a couple minutes before I go and fire it. But once we get these wires done, we'll fire that piece, because that is honestly the thing that needs to get done. There's no rush. I mean, I'd like to put things in my Etsy store, but you know, what are you gonna do? Always the first couple of curly cues of the day are just janky. It's all good. Don't need those. Let me get this water. I feel a little smothered on the right side here. There we go. Good. So yes, gonna make the curly cues. Some are little, some are big. Should probably now, if you're for my non-subscribers, if there's any non-subscribers watching, have you had to watch any advertisements? Because I toggled it off, and so if you're having to watch advertisements, it's not me. It's not me giving them, and I'm not, because I'm so over advertisements. Every little tiny little thing is. I'm going to do a little ranting. I got an email from Square today, and this is not Square obviously has nothing to do with Twitch, but they're no longer going to refund any fees and charges for refunded items. They're like, oh, because, you know, if you have to end up giving somebody's money back or whatever, you don't get the 4% nonsense that they've already taken. And it just feels like one more pinprick of like death by 1,000 cuts. And they're like, oh, you probably want to like go look at, you know, change your refund thing so you don't give full refunds anymore. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to just pass it on to the customer. But I'm just in a snit about it. And what are you going to do? This is the world that we live in. They're making their money off the creative endeavors of people like us without offering anything, I guess. You know, all the risk is on this side. All right, rant over. Rant over. It's too beautiful a day to think about things like that. And I got a lot of curlicues to make. I'm going to make curlicues out of the rest of this, and I'll make some dots, and we'll see where we are. We're nowhere near enough curlicues, because remember, we're filling, this is all getting filled in with curlicues as well. But yeah, I was literally making $2 a month in advertising fees from Twitch. They can go, you know, I'd rather have people watch me than get driven away because they're watching endless things. Yeah, getting the hang of it. Oh, that is what reminded me to read. Yeah, side ed. Oh, sorry. And you subscribed for nothing. But I am planning on going back to subscriber only chat. I just forgot to do it before this one, and I have to remind myself how to do it. So we'll go back to if you want to chat. That'll be the bonus you get, and also you get put into the drawing to win something. So my 22 subscribers, I love you, thank you, and everybody else, I love you too. Just not enough to give you free things, but the ads. And there we go. I swear to God, if I ever start talking about like, but have you heard about NordVPN? Oh my God. But if they offer me a ton of money, would I say no? So who am I to judge? That's the thing. You know, we're all trying to just make this work. All trying to make it work. Let's make a couple dots. And, you know, I'm much quicker when I'm not blabbing. When I'm not, you know, having like a little cloud over my head of disgruntlement. Oh, there you go. All right, let's see. Let's just see what one string gets us. Where did I put my... There we go. we'll just start over here. Let's see. And there you go. Probably want to be on the... I'm just going to see. How about a dot? Good amount. Oh yeah, we've got a lot. We've got a lot to make. I like to kind of rearrange these so they're a little of, there's a nice small one. It's gonna want to hang out over there. Oops, sorry, buddy. But that's kind of why I like to do it, so I can arrange them. If I was gluing them on as I was going, I might not get the best either. Arrangement, good enough, good enough. All right, well, that was one little strand, so I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more strands of it. We got a little ways to go. Hold on, I got a dot over here. You can live right there. Perfect. Now, not for nothing. So, let's take a moment and let's go to the kiln camp. Let's go ahead and fire our Carolina Wren because... You know, I like to be multitasking. It's dangerous stuff, multitasking, but we're going to do it. Kiln cam, you can see we are at 1401, which is 770, 760 for our Celsius friends. I know that's almost everybody, but 760, 760. We've got our little Carolina Wren right here. There we go. Ah, so calm. Let's put you in the kiln. And yeah, you just hang out here with Carolina Wren. It's going to take about 1.5 minutes or so. I'm not going to sit there and stare into the kiln. That would not be a good thing. But I guess I could zoom in. Not much to see, but you might as well enjoy the view. And generally speaking, with this kiln, by the time it gets back up to 1400, 760, it'll be done. Although that yellow is a little hard, so it might be about 10 seconds beyond that. So Clicky the kiln will let us know by, you guessed it, clicking, by clicking. $13.30. All right, might as well be prepared. They had some really nice Vicella kilns. Vicella, is that how you say that? At the Picasso Art Center last week. They were big. They were way bigger. No window. We clicked. Not quite. I'm gonna give it 10 more seconds before I open the kiln. There we go. You just hang out right there. Let's have a look. Let's look, everybody. I know, so exciting. You can see that the color, there it is. There it is. It'll cool down on its own. One more coat and we'll be ready for grinding and polishing. All right, let's back up. Let's go back to what we were doing. Zoom. There we go. All right, Clicky. You've said enough. You know, probably gonna idle the kiln because we're not gonna be going back to that just yet. And nobody wants to hear the clicking all the time. So there we go. Let's go back to the bench. Where were we? That is a very exciting interlude. More curly cues is where we were. I can't, you know, sometimes it's like, ooh, it's so easy. All I have to do is make a bunch of curly cues. But, you know, sometimes making challenging shapes is a little bit more challenging, but more engaging. Curly cues. Although I would normally quite literally listen to an audiobook or something while I make these. I'm gonna make a bunch of real tiny ones, real baby ones. Especially since these are going to be extra small. Good. Real tiny. I'm gonna make 5 more baby ones and then I'll make some regular size ones. was. Those. Now let's make some regular size ones. Good enough. Sometimes it'll tell you when it's over. It came out nice. Well played, squirrel. You know, it's funny, I don't love this pair of, I mean, I like this part, but I find this crease especially very uncomfortable. It chafes, it chafes my hand. And man, do I love these, but I need to get this handle, but with this exact tip, because I have these round ones, but I don't, let me see, they're too long, they're just, I don't like them. So I am going for all right, let's make some dots. Are we going to use blue stick? No. We're going to use clear fire to glue these wires on. Squeeze one more out of here. let's see where we are. Let's move these over. Let's see what we have. Let's just get a tiny one like that. There we go. That's good. And that should be pretty good. Let me get a tinier one. Oh, and then we need to deja vu. I literally just feel like I was working on this in my dream last night. It is quite possible. Should be good. One more of these little baby ones. Should be good. Obviously we got to fill it in. Let's go ahead and fill these in since I made some babies. Set you up there. That's fine. Let's just put you guys right there. We're getting closer. That's fine. So we gotta do the insides too. Let us go see what's going on with our friend, the Carolina Wren. She's probably cool by now. Oh, yes. Oh, pretty. Yes, I'm so glad I added that additional layer of color on the background. Here is, I guess you don't need to have it on that. It's looking really rich. You can see the color. So we'll have one, I'm going to say one, maybe two, you know, it lets you know when it's over. I'm going to go pretty thick with the next coat though, but yes, you can see how nice that yellow looks over his belly. It's just glowing. Very pretty. This one came out nice. They're all different. Like, I know you look at them. I've made this Carolina Wren a couple of times, several times, and you think that they'd always be the same, but each one has a little bit of a personality. He's kind of like, he's got a little expression on his face that I think is kind of not grumpy, but just kind of like very determined. And I'm pleased his little stripes on his wings came out really nice and crisp, which I like. So there you go. But you can see we definitely need another coat. How's our back? Looks fine. So we'll just set you over here with our mouse friend. Remember the mouse friend. We're going to get this one finished. when I get this one all, we're gonna tag team these. This one has done the big grind. It just needs its fire polish plus plus. So we'll get those done. But not until we finish this. There's too many tasks at hand. Let's keep going. What time is it? It is almost 2 o'clock. I don't know how long I promised I was going to do this, but we'll go until probably 2:30. We'll go for another 45 minutes. We'll see where we are. I know that I'd like to get these glued. Probably not fired, because if I'm going to use clear fire, it's going to take a while to dry. But that's okay. Ugh, see, you walk away and then you forget how to make curly cues within an instant. That's fine. It is a workable curly cue. It's not an Academy Award winning curly cue. We can do better. Better. Do I need any more small ones? I need maybe just 5 or 6 real tiny ones. I don't know why. I think it's this piece of wire is torqued in a weird way. I'm going to make this last one and then make the rest into circles. Like a big one. Now some circles. Hopefully this one will be better. Back to some curly cues. Oh, here's a tip. Here's a tip. You could just sit and make a big pile of curly cues, and save them for a project. But don't just put them in a little jar or whatever, a cup, because you know what happens. I tried to do this fairly recently. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna make a 300 curly cues and then put them in a little container, and they all hooked together like one giant mass of Christmas tree lights, old-timey Christmas tree lights. And I ended up honestly putting them in the scrap bin because I untangled the ones I could. It was a mess. So stick them on some paper, some double stick tape. How's that? If you're going to do that. And you know, I was kicking myself because I'm like, I'm better than this. Sandra, what were you thinking? I'm just going to cut this in half. It's just bothering me. That's a fine looking one. Getting closer. Probably getting a little bit closer. Oh, sorry. On camera. That one's good. Imagine how long it took me to make those bracelets, all these curly cues. A long time. Let's see where we are with these. All right. Let's get the bottoms done first. Okay, that one's done. This one's good. Let's get a little dot. One more dot. One more tiny baby one. Let's see. It's like putting a puzzle together. You go there, you go there. One tiny baby one. Two tiny baby ones. And then these are all going to go over here. This will be a lot easier. This. Good. All right, we're getting there. Getting closer to finish line. So how many tiny ones? I said two tiny ones. Give me a break. And some dots. There we go. All right, that much, that much, that much. Boop, boop. There we go. We'll see if we use, this is what I pulled. We'll see if we use all of it. So we're getting close. I promise we'll get this one. We'll get to the fun thing next. But we got to finish these curlicues. And just hang out. Wait, I said two tiny babies. Little bibbies. Tiniest of the tiny curlicues. There's a little tiny baby one. There you go. There's another little baby. I'm going to make 3 because you never know where you're going to want a baby. Another. All right, 3 little babies, all in a row. Doop, 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 doop. Hang out over there. Now, a couple more big ones. Some dots. This is just gripping stuff. Gripping. This trash. Move over there, you jerk face. All right. feeling I'll need a little bit more. Definitely some dots. Yeah, definitely gonna need one more strip. Probably. One. Right. This is the last little bit that we have. We'll make these. We'll see where we are. Definitely probably need more. It does feel like I'm doing this forever, but you know, it's funny. I did like, 4 pairs of these and it didn't seem to take as long. I think it's just doing it on camera. It's hard to hold it up. I normally would kind of sit with it like I was a squirrel with a little nut chewing on it, but it doesn't work with the camera. All right, let's see where we are here. All right, hopefully we're at least closer to being done with these curly cues. Put one right here. We'll probably end up having a bunch of extra. That's always how it works out, but that's fine. I'd rather have a couple extra. Yeah, and this tape is super sticky right here, but here, not sticky at all. There we go. That's good. One more dot. Okay, this one is done. Enough. Maybe we'll throw one more dot over here, just in case. Maybe one more dot squeezed in here. You know what, we'll just leave it out there. Perfect. Now, let's see what we've got over here. These should go faster. Oh, yeah. A little dot. All right, home stretch. Only a few more. We'll put that dot here in case we need it. And then we needed our tiny little baby ones over there. A little baby one there. Baby one here. A dot. You never know. Over there, perfect. I can't stand whistling. And put you right there. All right, so honestly, we just need like 7 good ones and a couple dots. Oh, I gotta go get more. I gotta get more wire. Almost had the right amount of wire, but did not. So let's grab one piece of wire. We're not going to need a full piece, but well, here we are. Beautiful wire. I'm going to say that should be plenty of wire. Oh, well, hold on. There was one right there. A dot, a curly Q that had escaped. Now, you guys go back in the bag of wires. Boom. So close. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big ones. 6 big ones. And we'll get them glued on. Gluing will be quicker? Question mark? Maybe. So close. It's 2. Three. 4. There's 5. Let's make a couple curly Q's, and then we'll see if that's enough to finish this little guy. There's 1 dot. We don't have any dots in here, so let's make this a couple dots. Let's see if that will bring us to the finish line of curly Q's. dot, dot. Oh, maybe not quite. Maybe one more curly Q. Oh, maybe? Oh my God, look at that perfection. Snag you right in there. You can just hang out. Boom, over there. There we go. We've got our wires done. Now, before I move along to this guy, let me put this piece of wire back so it doesn't get mishmashed into the wrong place. There we go. We're going to, oh, did I say? I know I said I was going to use clear fire, didn't I? Yes, you know what? I'm not going to use, it'd just be so much of this stuff. It would be a gloppy mess. So let's start the gluing process because we're going to want to let these half semicircles dry. So let's grab a little clear fire. Clear fire. Oops, it's stuck. We don't need much. In fact, that should probably be enough. There we go. Now, let's start by getting that semicircle glued down. And honestly, until that's dry, there's no point in putting these little curly cues because they're just going to shift everything around. So we're going to get our this little guy. You want to zoom in a little bit? Let's see. I'm not going to use, I'm just going to set you up beautifully. Get your little butt in there. Really? Maybe you want to go this way. Oh, I see. We're nice and torqued. Perfect. Oh, oof. I just want to make it. Really? I'm going to have to bend it. See how it's twisted like that? That's better. I think that's good. I'm looking at it like that. That's fine. We're going to let that dry. So we're going to set you over there. Like I say, until that thing is dry. Although we could put the circles on this in the center here while we're sitting here. It would be easier if I move the light over. Kind of raking light is easier to see. See how it kind of, especially when you're doing silver on silver, or hardest of all is when you're doing gold wires on gold foil. It is a lot. And I don't mind if there's like a swimming pool of clear fire in here. It will all burn away nice and cleanly. I just didn't want a swimming pool of blue stick. And the danger with, fields of wires like this is they can tend to, you might not notice it, they've kind of erupted up or, Nice. There we go. I would like to try living in a place where there's no noise. Am I oversensitive to noises? I think I might be. I just want to live where there's only, I don't know, not sirens and motorcycles. There we go. Weed whackers. Probably should have saved that piece of that strip of cloisonne wire in case I need one more curly cue. But we know where it is. Let's see. Oops, see how these kind of popped up. There we go. I want scooch over. Got our tiny little guy right here. There we go. There we go. So we're gonna let this dry. See all the wires, nothing's kind of erupted over the edge. It's honestly, I'm gonna let it dry for fucking, oh, pardon my language, just 40 minutes or so under the heat lamp. And then once this is dry, then I'll be able to easily glue these in with it not shifting that around. So I'm gonna do the same thing for these little guys. I'm gonna do that for these. I'm gonna go a little, oh, hold on, I have a dot. I missed a dot. What is this? Is there room? No. Nope. You can just go live over here, buddy. Here you go. Your new home is gonna be on the earrings. So these little guys, same sitch. See about putting this wire down. And I don't mind, I'm going to trim it just a little bit. I say I don't mind it, but then I'm like, I do mind it. All right, big pile of this. I don't hate it. One more little trim. The hardest shape by far, well, this would be the second hardest, are these perfect spheres like this. I just want to be, there we go. They don't want to be even. That's good. And let's do this semicircle while we're sitting here fooling around with these. Let's just eyeball it. Definitely going to trim it. All right, we got our glue. Big pile. The one nice thing about the glue stick is it's blue, so you can see where the glue is. I guess that's why it's called a blue stick. I know it is just Elmer's glue with coloring added, but still, I'll open it up just a hair. Try again. but it's nice to be able to see where the glue is. All right, let's see if they're equal. No, of course not. Hold on. Honestly, it doesn't matter if they are matched. I mean, they have to be matched to each other. That's the important thing. That's better. All right, let's get these little in the center here. And then we will probably, let's get these little guys. Yeah, I probably have more than we need. It's hard to see these little guys. Oops. This one came out nice. Always put your good curly cute smack dab in the center. They'll hang out right there. I'm going to zoom up just, let's pivot you. Oopsie, you've come up off the edge. I think I want a bigger curly Q. There we go. Let's pivot you guys. There we go. I just wanted room to put this last little polka dot. I like the polka dots. Those are going to be opportunities for the darker shade of aqua. There we go. So that one is ready to hang out under the heat lamp. Let's just get these little guys. There we go. Two, three. All right, we've got our earrings and our pendant, and I'm going to go put these under the heat lamp to dry. That'll make the glue dry, and then once the glue is dry, then we'll be able to put the rest of our wires in place, because right now everything's just going to be loosey-goosey. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to go do that. I need 3 trivets. And you guys just hang out over here. There we go. Perfect. Shh, don't wake them. Now, what is next on the agenda? All right, so we're gonna set this aside. We've got these, that obviously we were working on those. We've got all the bases. I think what I'm going to do, what time is it? Oh, it's 2:30. You know what, let's get our last coat of color on this guy. Do you guys mind? I mean, I'm gonna do this. You can piece out if you need to, but I'm gonna get this one more coat of color, and probably do want to get, let's see what our blue situation is. we might need to wash a little bit more blue. Let's do that. We've got our yellow for his little base, and we still have our flux, which should be enough. So let's just wash a little bit of this N55 Nino Mia, very pale blue, and then we will, where are you? Very pale blue. All right, hold on, let me grab it. Oh, yeah, because it's still in my, I had packed up a bunch of enamels that I took with me to Project Mesh last week. Oh, you know, as one does. But this has been pre-sifted, but I'm going to wash it as well. That should be enough. Do I want fresh water? No, we're good. Nah. Let's move you guys out of the way. Maybe zoom out a little bit. There we go. A little bit of washing is a good thing. And I probably want to put the kiln back on. There we go. Nice and clean. So we've got our, this should be the final coat on our friend, the Carolina Wren. Should be, doesn't mean it will be. It all depends. And do I need, yeah, I'm gonna grab my, it doesn't hurt to use my, hold on, let me bring our friend. There we go. Let's turn on the microscope. Oop. Oh, there you go, beautiful. That'll do. There we go. Let's move you over. All right, we've got our colors. And yeah, let's get this going. Honestly, let me see where I am. We're pretty much at the top here, maybe a little. But definitely not. Look how pretty this red is right here. It's really a nice rich umber red. Umber, is that the word? Nice. So let's start, and we can just put blue over everything. I'm even just going to put blue over his little feet here. So that'll be fine. Everything else, it might be one coat. Let us find out. We're going to do yellow. Should I do clear over that? Well, I think I underfired it just a hair. I'm seeing some little specks which don't please me in any way. But we push on. I'm going to fire it an extra 15 seconds because this is fresh yellow. So there shouldn't be any weirdness. So we're going to do yellow over his belly. Most of this will get ground off because it's pretty much at the top of those wires, but there we go. I don't mind that. And I'm going to do yellow over this red. There we go. I'm going to do clear over this. Well, actually, I'm going to do gray over his little beak. So much, it's a little wet. It's fine, whatever. Now, get a little bit of this. Why is it so dark? Hold on. No, that's not going to work because it's in my way. Yeah, it's so bright, but it looks so dark in the picture. There we go. Clear. Hopefully we have enough of this. Last little, going a little thick because I would really like this to be the final coat. What's our temperature? I do want to turn the kiln on too. And then clear over his little wings. And I don't mind if the clear goes over a little bit, doesn't matter. And clear. Clear. And then we're going to do blue over the rest. Baby blue. Well, pale, very pale blue. A nice coat. Nice. I'm going to go covering his little feet with the blue. That'll be fine. So much water in here. Pour some of that off. There we go. Pull some of that. This light keeps knocking my hand, and I don't like it. There we go. Last little bit. Now, going a little thick. What is that? Oh yeah, I forgot I set up a new camera. We'll see how it looks. In a moment. Oh, little bastard. I see you right there. Get off. There you go. Now, little tiny dollop. See if this is the final layer. There we go. Now, before I do anything, I forgot I set up a microscope camera only that I want to see how it looks. So, we're going to let this dry. I'm going to give it a quick little wick. Is that clean? Yes. I'm going to just wick it. Lift it. There we go. I'm going to go put that under the heat lamp. That might be our final coat of enamel. And we'll be right back. I'm going to go put this over there. I'm going to see if those are ready for the wires to get glued on. Yada yada. I'm going to turn the kiln on. There's just a lot I'm going to do over there. So settle down. I'm going to grab a trivet. All right, kiln's going back on. Kiln is back on. Are they? Yeah, I think they'll be good. We're going to get the rest of these glued on. So let's pull that and that. Let's not trip. All right. Now, I don't think we need the microscope. There we go. So, let me get the microscope out of the way so we can see what's going on with these. We're going to get the last little bits of wires glued on here. What time is it? There we go. So, yeah, I'm kind of tapping them to make sure they're glued down. Who cares about that? But I should be able to infill my wires. So let's do that. And that's probably going to be the end of the day. We've got our wires over here. And get that. See, it was easier to see when I kind of raked the light over it. There we go. Move the enamels out of the way. Thank you. Where did I put the glue? Here you are. There's the glue. Should we start in the corner? Oh, these aren't dry here, but it doesn't matter. There we go. Let's not mess with that. I'm gonna go this way. I bet I'm gonna need more curly cues. Let's start in this corner and then we'll meet in the middle. I'm gonna steal one of these. There we go. Definitely. I just want them to be nice and snug. Come on, buddy, just pivot down a little bit. Oops, don't want that. Let's get you over here. And I'm going to steal this one right here. Like that game operation. You right there. We're definitely gonna have to make a few extra curly cues because I'm stealing some from the little ones. Do. Oh, you bastard. Where are you going? Come back here. That's good. That's good. One more. I want you to be this way now. Can we squeeze one more dot in here? No, because this one's already hung up. All right, that's good. There we go. We've got our wires. Now we're going to let that dry. I'm going to set you up over here. Now, probably because I hijacked a few, we're going to run out. I'm going to have to make a few more. But let's get this one done, and then we'll get the others. We've got a little bit of enamel that we need to get out of the way. There we go. Have a couple extra dots then. We always have extra dots. These are super tiny. Oh, you bastard. There we go. And wipe off my thing. Get our curly cues. That'll do. Get a curly cue over here. This is a new color combo, the seafoam, and a new shape. I've not made this. This is brand new, these kind of little moon designs. So we'll see how I like them. It's funny because you do get like these other ones. I've made them so many times. I can pretty much do them in my sleep. I know exactly, you know, what I can make. I can muscle memory the wires for those. But these are new. They're being... Sometimes I'll make a new design and it ends up being the only time I've ever made it because I'm like, oh, that was... I didn't like, you know, there's a happy medium of effort versus reward. But I like this shape. I was hesitant to do a moon just because I didn't want it to be kind of clip arty or, you know, it is. But I like this. I think it's it's classy. This is a classy little moon. So... now, let's grab this guy. That little guy. Oh, you get in there, buddy. One more. You are right there. Everyone's kind of jumped the gun there. That should be good. Wonder if I can squeeze one more circle in there. No, I think it's a little too tight. All right, there. Oh. Let me trim this one. Why did I put the tape right there? My fingers keep getting stuck to it. Now, that's it. That is enough. I bet you're stuck to this tape though. Let's definitely have a look. Make sure nothing is sticking up, and it is, but there we go. Where did I put the trivets? You want a trivet, and I'm going to just quickly make 3 more little curly cues because we've got plenty of dots. We just don't have enough curly cues. Let me grab that piece of wire. Should have kept it out, but it is right here. Count this back up to temperature. Alrighty, let's just make tiny, tiny little curly cues. 3 of them. 3 baby curly cues. 1, 2, 3, 3. I thought I was done making curly cues for the day, but I was not. The curly cue gods have decided they demand more curly cues. That's a small one. There's 1. And I'm going to do kind of a medium size. All right, let's see if that's enough. I'm not going to put this away yet in case we need to make a few more. But 3 should get us most of the way there. We've got our friend, the earring here. Let's start with right in there. Get our curly cues. That right there. Where's our little baby one? That's good. Little baby one. And a dot. Let's make him go the other way. All right, there we go. Make sure nothing's sticking up, and it is not. That looks just fine. And we ended up with extra polka dots, but that's fine. We'll save them in case we can squeeze them in later. So let me get this. Now, there we go. So it's just about 3 o'clock, so I think it's a good time to call it. And we've got, on Friday, we'll get to these colors. We've got all of these. We're going to be, oh, look at all these pretty colors that we're going to be using. So I will be back on Friday, so the day after tomorrow, and we will finish these. We'll be working on all of those other ones as well, and maybe something else, I don't know. I'm probably going to have already finished by Friday. I'm going to come back over here. I'd like to get our sweet Carolina Wren finished and in the mail tomorrow, so you're not going to see the end of that. That's just the way it is. Let's go to the selfie cam. Oh, hello. It's all about me now. But yeah, so that's going to be it for today. And thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to me on whatever it's called, Vimeo, if you are so inclined and you want to do the dragon eyes. Oh, I should show you the dragon eyes. Did I show you the dragon eyes? Let me show you the dragon eyes before I go. So hold right there. Did I show you? Maybe, because they're fun. They're not done. We're going to be finishing them in the next one. A reason to go over to Vimeo for this tutorial, which is sitting on this tray right here. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Remember the dragon eyes that we're making, and they haven't been ground, but we got the first coats of color. Let me actually go back to the workbench. And these guys, check these. They have not been ground or polished. They just have their final coats of color on. But we've got these, and these are going to be ended up as brooches. So that's what we did in the previous Vimeo, there we are, tutorial. And in the next one, we're going to do the final one, which is going to be this one, and then we'll grind and polish everything. And then we're going to make brooch settings using the arc welder entirely. That's the plan anyway. So yes, I think this one might actually be my favorite. You can really see how vivid these colors are. That one's nice too. So that's that. So take care, everybody, and have a great week. I'll see you on Friday.